Mr. Angel El Patal, the President of the Chamber of Commerce of Dakla, Mr. Mishan Mohammed Habat, Dr. Sanad Hassini, Executive President of AMNOC, the Excellencies, members of the Parliament here today, officials of government from other African countries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a deep honor and a sincere pleasure for me to take the floor here today in Dakla, the radiant gateway of Atlantic Africa. First, I would like to express my gratitude to the organizers of this first edition of the Dakla Africa Logistics Forum for their warm welcome for the remarkable quality of this high-level gathering. I'm here on behalf of the President of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Numa Boakai Sr., government and entire Liberian people, to convey to the King of Morocco, to its sovereign king, King Mohammed VI, may God assist him, his people, and institutions, our warm greetings, our unwavering friendship, and our deep esteem. Allow me to also share the message of our President to you. His Excellency Joseph Numa Boakai Sr. believes that Africa is beyond continent, that Africa is a family. So we must see ourselves today as family discussing the logistics of our sovereignty and our dignity. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today. It is because we share a common conviction. There can be no African economic development without a massive structural and sustainable rise in logistics. At a time when the African continent free trade area is entering a decisive implementation phase, logistics has become more than ever a strategic continental priority. A common market of 1.4 billion consumers, a rapidly expanding economic space, a dynamic youth, all of this will fully deliver its potential only if our countries succeed in facilitating exchanges, connecting territories, and removing barriers that still hinder the movement of goods and opportunities. The figures are well known. Intra-African trade represents barely 15% of the continent's commerce. This reality is not a fatality. It is a challenge to be overcome. It tells us something simple. Africa must trade more with itself and overcome. It tells us something simple, that Africa must trade more with itself and do so in needs, corridors, efficient ports, shared digital solutions, and a logistical vision built collectively. This is why Liberia welcomes initiative launched here today in Dakla, because this forum is at once a space for dialogue, a platform for action, and a powerful symbol that of an Africa building its own roots, its own value chains, and its own destiny. We followed with admiration the major structural projects undertaken in the sub-region of Morocco, in particular the Dakla Atlantic Port, a true continental level that will strengthen outward Atlantic connectivity and open new prospects for trade, investment, and interregional cooperation. These infrastructures and industrial zones accompanying them benefit all of Africa. They embody the very spirit of EFTA, and Africa integrating through logistics, through energy, through innovation, and through the determination to build strong alliance. Ladies and gentlemen, Liberia is convinced that African nations must unite their efforts to respond to the challenges of the energy transition, digitalization, and economic interconnection. We must strengthen our complementaries, invest together, infrastructure, and promote the diplomacy of practical cooperation. Let me also remind you, our president has always said to me, he asked me to reveal this to you today, and to his brother, His Majesty the King Mohammed VI, that Africa will not succeed. It will continue to depend on our partners. Africa will succeed when we see ourselves as one people, indivisible, with liberty and justice for every African. He also said, as I say to you, that Africa is a great continent, a continent that does not need aid to move, a continent that does not need concession to move, a continent that only needs partnership, strategic partnership with other international organizations and other continents and other countries, and also cooperation between ourselves as Africans to ensure that we utilize the resources, the natural resources, the human resources, the benefits of collaboration and unity of our continent, Africa. He believes that this can be done through dignity and the protection of our sovereignty. Allow me in this regard to salute the Kingdom of Morocco in building this ambitious vision of a strong, sovereign, and far-looking Africa. On my own behalf, on behalf of the President of Liberia, and on behalf of the entire delegation accompaniment, I express sincere hope that this political forum will be a total success, leading to concrete projects, lasting partnership, and a renewed dynamic serving the prosperity, dignity of the continent of Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm leaving you this voice. Think Africa, love Africa, build Africa. Thank you.